Hello everyone, and welcome to another Company Heroes 2 replay cast. My name is ATR, and today we're gonna have ourselves a 1v1 on Faymonville Approach. Our heroes today are going to be once again Mr. HOI-HelpingKunts, playing this time around as the Soviets in the blue. And his opponent is going to be none other than PanzerGrenadierAngreifen, playing as the Austir or the Wehrmacht faction in the red. So yes, the Brit week is over, as of course we didn't get a game yesterday on Sunday. I mean, doesn't mean I'm not gonna cast the Brits anymore. I'm just gonna, you know, start casting everything else as well. And if I get a good Brits game, I'll throw in a good Brits game, right? A weird thing though, I been having some issues with the replay system. A lot of games are saying that they're invalid, and I don't exactly know why. I thought at first I was only getting it on maps that got introduced with the Brits, because it was primarily on replays on Arnhem, so I haven't been able to cast any of that. But then, I mean, I picked maps like CoH2 and stuff like that, and I was still getting the issue, so I don't exactly know what's causing that, but it's making it very annoying. I find a game, I try to cast, and it says it doesn't work, so I have to cycle through a lot of games. Hopefully, though, that'll be resolved, or I'll find out what the hell is causing that and be able to correct it. But yeah, if anybody has any ideas what's causing that, yeah, let me know. It just says that the replay file may be invalid is the only message that comes up. And yeah. And the weird thing, it even happens, like, I tested it out. I went and spectated a live game, popped out of it, tried to watch it again, you know, as a replay, and it gave me that error. So I tested it out with multiple people, and it was still doing the same thing. I tested it with different armies and such, so I don't know exactly what's causing it or what's triggering it, yet some replays I can get, and they work fine, so it's weird. So yeah, if anybody around there has the same issue or has figured out what that headlight issue is, please let me know. It would be very, very grateful. So anyways, we have Angreifen and Mr. Kunts engaging in a epic battle of not so epic proportions as the Pyos get on top of the conscripts and force them away. So we got Angreifen going for double Grens, third Gren coming up right now, MG42 on the field, tier 1 of course, as of course he has Grens. Nothing out of the ordinary. Mr. Kunts has gone for 3 conscripts onto the field with a second combat engineer on the field. It's an interesting decision though. Usually, not that it's bad again, but usually we've seen double combat engineers being picked up because you want a second combat engineer to build a tech structure in your base without having to retreat your original combat engineer. But this time around, he actually has them all out on the field, so I'm assuming he's still going to probably go tier 1 eventually, but who knows. Anyway, center map, we see the conscripts uraing forward, getting it right past that MG42. They don't even stop for the MG42. They knew that the MG42 was going to pop up and leave. They weren't going to be able to get a chance to kill it, so they continue running forward down the street, trying to go for some points on the back end. They get right on top of the Gren squads. The Gren squad is able to do a lot of damage to there. The conscripts are more numerous, but now they are matched 3-3, so the conscripts will lose the engagement and be forced to retreat. Gren's managing to inflict a severe amount of damage. But there they go, over here on the far right-hand side. Conscripts taking the victory point as Pyos get right on top of them. They are in some heavy cover, although it's not really heavy cover because it's directional. That's the wall. So these guys are technically in light cover because of the brush. But the Pyos do suffer a lot. Down to 1 man. Almost gets taken out completely there as the conscripts down to 3 men will not be able to take the point as the Grens just get on top of them again. Those Grens MVP managing to do quite a bit of damage. And we see Angreifen going for a mortar, which should be rather cool. Oops, sorry, clicked out of the game. Left-hand side, Grens capturing, more Grens capturing, and back at base, we do have the medics out on the field, so those conscripts are going to get some healing. And there we go. It's kind of nice to be back to the good old standard. You know, at least I'm completely familiar with these and they don't catch me off guard. I still want to cast, you know, primarily more Brits, so whenever I get a chance for Brits, I will choose it above anything else, just to, you know, continue to experience them and see what they can offer to the game and, you know, any nice strategies that come into play. But yeah, I'm not going to restrict myself to only Brits anymore. Grens over on the left-hand side, getting engaged by conscripts. The conscripts did pop inside the house. The mortar is trying to flush them out. Grens getting some shots as the conscripts close the distance and put themselves into some heavy cover by the sandbags. Rifle grenade goes off. Oh, the conscript squad runs straight into it, being forced to retreat. Gren's going to be picking them off on the retreat. However, they're not going to be able to kill off the squad completely. And we now have 2 more conscript squads coming up right on top of the Grens. The Grens are in a lot of danger here. They can quickly die. They are set up to throw a rifle grenade. They do, but it pretty much misses everything. And the conscripts are not going to get a chance to kill any squad, but they do manage to inflict a decent amount of damage. Wire has been laid down across this path. You can still jump over the fence, however, but it makes, you know, automatic pathing a little bit more of an issue. And in the center map, we see that the mortar apparently has popped a hole in that wire, as it is trying to currently flush out those conscripts. So back at base, we do see tier 1 going down for Kunt. He is going to get a mortar out on the field. Interesting choice going, not a mortar, sorry, a sniper on the field. An interesting choice going for the sniper at this stage, because he knows there's a mortar on the field. And while, of course, the mortar isn't very reliable in killing that sniper, you know, it can easily kill your sniper if you're not careful. Although I suppose for the Soviets, having 2 men on the sniper squad, or women, makes it a little bit safer, you know, gives you a little bit more warning. Still help quite a bit. Make sure to keep a tab on that one. Oh, 1. There you go. And, yeah, there you go. So, Kunt's being forced to retreat from the center as he pushes back the mortar a little bit. The mortar is now moving over to the left-hand side with some Grens. The Pios were retreating. Med Bunker now back at base for Angreifen, as he's also building a tier 2 structure. I can only assume we're going to be seeing the 222. Conscripts did lay down a sandbag here as they were capturing the point, managing to not really do anything against the Grens. Mortar taking some shots at where they were, does some damage to the sandbags, but, you know, doesn't actually matter too much. And the conscripts make it out of there. Combat engineers with flamethrowers now on the field. The sniper is not currently anywhere to be seen. Flamethrower burst going off on the Grens. The Grens may decide to throw a rifle grenade. No, it doesn't look like they're going to be inclined to do so. Center of the map, conscript squad engaging the Gren squad. We do still have the sniper in the center of the map. MG42 forced to retreat as it did take a sniper shot, so it is down to 3 men. And on the far right-hand side, the mortar, not the mortar, the engineers are going for the victory point. Combat engineer with the flamethrower was forced to retreat. The conscript squad also forced to retreat as the mortar is just taking shots freely, doing a lot of damage. Sniper on the field for Mr. Kuntz, getting some more shots in there, getting Gren kills. 2 kills so far, not too much, but it's, you know, just barely hit the field, so you can't expect too much. And we did see a demo charge up here in the northern by the sandbags, so it's a sneaky position to place it. You know that your enemy is going to use the sandbags, most likely, so yeah, it's a sneaky thing to do. Kind of the same thing where you wire a path and then put a mine, like an anti-vehicle mine on the other side, because you are expecting your opponent to just drive a car through it and break the wire. Works, of course, for walls, not, you know, fences. But anyway, so yeah, conscript squad forced to retreat. Not too much to say about that. Conscripts in the center trying to hold against the Grens. They are now going to be able to hold on their own. We do have a sniper on the field. The sniper is going to set up to take a shot. There goes a Gren. Conscript squad retreating as well. Gren's down to 2 men. Sniper continues to take aim. Nope, moves out of the way. Doesn't want to get caught. And up in the north, we have the MG42 and more pies moving around. The 222 sitting around there. As we see in the north, a combat engineer squad retreating. So back at base, tier 3 has gone down for HOI-HelpingKunts. He is going to be building a T-70. That is a great choice. Very good at fighting against the 222. The 222 can actually do a decent amount of damage to the T-70. It's pretty light. Can't directly take it on a one-on-one fight, but one would assume that that's not exactly what's going to happen. Mortar squad being forced to back up a little bit. 222 moving its way back to the base. Getting some range and trying to hit here the conscripts, but the conscripts aren't really going to be able to do too much. They do manage to decap this point, cutting off the resources on the left, which is the munitions. So Angreifen is unable to have munitions. you know, more than he has right now. Anyways, yeah, this resource production is reduced. But we do see a pack gun getting built for Angreifen, as he is, of course, expecting some type of vehicle play. We do see Doctrine selection for Kunts, and that is the shock rifle frontline tactics. Mortar has been dropped onto the field as the conscripts managed to do a decent amount of damage. The sniper there in tandem doing damage as well. T-70 being brought onto the field, getting a good shot there on the 222. Manages to take out the 222 before going down itself. Not a good trade-off here for helping Kunts, but at the very least, it could have gone a lot worse and not gotten the kill on the 222. So, you know, small mercies, I suppose. But yeah, pack gun and a Faust on the Grens managing to eliminate the T-70 very quickly. Sniper forced to retreat down to one man. Gonna need a little bit of replacements there. And the combat engineers managing to decap the fuel on the right-hand side as they cut the wire with their hazard removal package. Angreifen pushing out once again, no longer has any vehicles on the field. 3 Grens and an MG is basically his combat troops. Pyos engaging the combat engineers down to 2 men. And the demo charge in the top did get detonated. I'm gonna go ahead and write that down. You probably saw what happened and what it killed, if it killed anything. Sorry, I'm writing down, and for some reason I decided not to move into something more interesting. There we go. Back at base, we see a mortar going down for Kunts. That is, of course, the stolen mortar. Looks like they were trying to recover it. They managed to get it back almost to the base, but did not manage to sneak off with it. The Pyos are going for the mortar. Looks like they're going to be trying to recover the weapon. Sniper taking some shot. The mortar going to be going down to 1 man, down to 2, and yeah, that mortar is dead. And the half-track getting upgraded with the AA. Pack gun taking a shot, managing to miss the half-track completely. Takes a second shot and hits. Oh, that half-track is going to die. Oh, this is not good for Kunts. Backs off. Oh, the pack missed completely. That is a lucky strike there. Oh my god, the mortar squad is a sliver of health. A fart and they die, but they stay alive and going to make it out. So Kunts, at the very least, managing to sneak a ninja cap there of the mortar, which is good for them. Sniper has been doing quite well. Veterans 1 has been acquired. They no longer have sprint. They have flares, though. And 11 kills so far is what I was trying to say. Conscripts pushing forward altogether. The half-track is behind them for support, but very, very far behind. It's not actually supporting right now. It needs to get repaired. And the combat engineers will be getting everything back in order as the mortar is now fully reinforced. 6 men total, because you need 6 men to handle a mortar. And yeah, that's how it's going to work. Far right-hand side, conscripts going for the fuel, and everything is currently back at base for Angreifen, with, of course, the exception of an MG on the left-hand side, just camping by itself. The Grenadiers pushing over to the right-hand side. They're going to try to stop the conscripts from decapping the fuel. Can they? Oh, they do not manage to stop the decap. Just in the nick of time, the conscripts decap the point, and then the Grens get on top of them. Not managing to do much else. They're going to recover the point quickly, but, oh, conscript squad taking a lot of damage there, down to a sliver. 1 man, but it stays alive. Conscripts in the front. Rifle grenade going off on a conscript squad. They don't move out of the way. Oh, they get a massive hit down to 2 men. But the AA half-track is back online. Going to be getting some good hits in there. This wire here. Again, like one of the things I was saying. You could potentially lay down wire. Oh, pack gun getting a nice shot there on the side of the half-track. The half-track going to get the GTFO. And over on the right-hand side, we see Grens engaging against combat engineers as they are moving around trying to capture territory. Grens sitting around there. Conscripts in the center, going to be running into the pack gun. The pack gun needs to get the hell out of there. It's not going to die. It's too healthy to die, but yeah. Far left-hand side, Pile Squad being forced to retreat to a very awkward angle as the anti-air half-track is just going to mow it down on the retreat. Can it actually pick up the kill? It doesn't look like Angreifen is... No, sorry, Kunts is currently... worried about chasing it down, although he is chasing it down now. Incendiary barrage going down on top of the pack gun, forcing it to back off out of the way, so it's not going to be set up in time to take a shot at the half-track, but the half-track is going to pardon the Pio squad as it has to run through the flames. It could actually crit itself here to death. Can it make it out of there? Yeah, it looks like it's going to be fine. Okay, so everything is fine. We're all fine. How are you? Conscript squad, right-hand side, double conscripts engaging the Gren retreating, and conscripts right on top of the sandbags. They're going to instantly go back to building, as of course they are very diligent in their sandbagging capabilities. Sandy Baggins. Ooh, a teller mine over here. Sniper still moving around. 14 men. Sniper kind of lucky that he is not a vehicle. And the conscript's doing a lot of damage to that forward Gren squad. Gren squad down to 2 men. Going to be forced to retreat. And a single Gren squad against 2 conscripts is never going to win. So it is now going to be forced to die. Conscript squad, yeah, down to 3 men on one of them. Being forced to retreat. But the Grens are retreating as well. And one conscript squad remains alive at full strength. With the sniper behind it for support. Center map, MG42 forcing the retreat of a combat engineer squad. Anti-air half-track is still moving around on the field, chasing around, but we do have a Stug on the field for Angreifen, as he does go finally for the Jaeger armor doctrine. Could call in an elephant eventually. KV-8 now coming onto the field for Kunts. That is a excellent choice, if I may say so myself. KV-8 is going to have a bit of a field day here. The Stug, of course, is a threat to it. Stug is pretty strong. I mean, just look at that big barrel. I mean, come on, like, you just have to, you know, acknowledge how big he is, right? So, Stug taking some shots into the center. Pack gun, I mean, I think he's trying to shoot the half-track. I don't know what the hell they're shooting at. Maybe trying to, I think they're trying to break that, that hedge, maybe. Center map, the MG42 getting burned to death. Down to 2 men. Can actually make it out of there, which is... Oh, no, never mind. There it goes. Pack gun and Stug doing quite a bit of damage here to the KV-8. The KV-8 getting stunned here by the Stug. Gonna be very, very low in health. Can it actually make it out of there? Well, the pack gun is not gonna be in range. The Stug... Oh, the Stug actually manages to take it out. The vehicle does get abandoned, however, so the Stug manages to take another shot and eliminate it. Angreifen knowing that he had no chance of stealing it, so he decides, you know what? Well, I'm just not going to let you have it. So there you go. HelpingKunts suffering another quick loss of a vehicle. Not having too much luck with the vehicles. Pretty much the anti-air half-track is the best one on the field right now for him. It has done the best. MG42 is nearby and ready for taking, but it's not in the best of locations, so I can understand why HelpingKunts it is not inclined to go take it. Sniper taking some shots here at the Grens. The Grens moving around. They're going to close the distance and get on top of the snipers. The snipers aim. There goes another Gren. Down to 2 men. They could potentially take him out, but the Gren squad is still moving. Rifle. No? What was that? Well, MG42 manages to get stolen. Very brave there for HelpingKunts. MG42 is now off of the field. Sniper still behind, taking some shots. Gren squad's down to 2 men. The sniper doing a lot of damage now. Veteran C2 has been acquired. 19 kills to its name, and now gets rate of fire and sighting. Oh, but the Stug eliminates it in one blow. And down goes the sniper. Oof. HelpingKunts got a little bit too ballsy there with the sniper. I mean, yeah, I mean, the Stug isn't designed against infantry, but it can still get some hits in there. And as you can tell, I got 2 in this one, and down goes the entire sniper. Doesn't happen too often, but it is something that can happen, so you have to be, you know, you have to account for that. You know, you can't be too brave, right? So, HelpingKunts is going to be building himself a AT gun, as Tier 2 has been acquired, so back-ticking a little bit to be able to get to that. The half-track did go down. We missed it completely, so let me go ahead and note when that died. And again, I leave the view not on the not on any engagement. Nothing much is going on. I mean, over on the left-hand side, we hear the pilots shooting at the approaching combat engineers, and we have conscripts behind them. The stolen mortar getting some shots in there. We do see another mortar on the field for Angreifen, as he decides that he wants to have a mortar. And he also wants to have an MG42, as the MG42 that got stolen is currently coming out of the field, so... Angreifen relying on that rifle grenade flies. Oh, conscripts taking a massive hit there, down to 1 man. Can they pick up the kill on the retreating men? Oof, they almost do, but it looks like it manages to barely make it out of there. Mortar squad is forced to retreat as the Grens get right on top of it. I mean, those are 3 veteran C3 Gren squads. I mean, these are 2, but there's 3 on the field. So Angreifen doing an excellent job with his infantry. Kuntz not doing too bad. I mean, he has 2 veteran C3 conscripts and a veteran C2, so he himself has as well not lost any of the conscript squads. So both players rather good at doing that. This squad just now getting veteran C3, so it's a battle of the veterancies. The sniper really being the only loss, essentially. He's lost vehicle, though. Kuntz is not very good with vehicles, but I mean, he does have access, of course, to the tremendous IS-2, so, you know, it's not all a loss. We do see a flak panzer, the Ostwind, getting built for Angreifen. So, that's going to be bad for the infantry for Kunts, but, like I said, we do have an AT gun, so as long as that one is on point and where it needs to be, the flak panzer is not going to do too much, but it is only one AT gun, so it's unlikely to actually be always where it needs to be. So center map, big push here by the conscripts. Pack gun backing off, Stug backing off and taking some more shots as it can. We do now have the Ostwind on the field. Ostwind moving up. AT gun is already set up there. No, it's set up over here on the right hand side, but it is set up to cover. Gonna be moving straight into the line of sight and arc of fire. No, it's actually blocking itself with that that hedge, so that's excellent positioning there for the flak panzer. And everything is forced to retreat as the MG42 manages to catch it. MG42 on the other side getting a suppression going on the Grens. Rifle grenade flies, gets a good hit on the MG, down to 2 men, needs to retreat, and away it goes. Kind of the only thing that the extra men on the MG teams, on the weapons team do, right? They just, their manpower sink as you have to build them all again. You're taking a massive grenade to the face. But I suppose if you didn't have them, probably would have died. Conscripts over on the right-hand side. We do have a demo charge laid down in front of the victory point, trying to kind of bait the Grens to get on top of it. Flak Panzer is moving in that direction. Combat Engineers moving out. The Grens are capturing the fuel point, so they're not going to be letting themselves get baited. And PanzerGrenadierAngreifen managing to push back onto the field and pretty much recover all the map. Far right-hand side, on the victory point, the Ostwind does force the retreat of the conscript squad as it doesn't want to get itself chased down and killed if it doesn't retreat early. And center map, Gren squad is going to be trying to hold. Mortar getting a good shot there on the truck, managing to break the cover and inflict a decent amount of damage. Conscript squad retreating down to 4 men. Gren squad retreating itself down to 2. Ostwind brings itself into the engagement and pretty much puts it to a close. MG42 inside the house, forced to evacuate as the mortar is, you know, flushing it out. And the MG42 out on the field is, well, not really going to be able to do much against the Ostwind, is it? AT gun setting up behind it, taking some shots. The Ostwind taking some damage, but it's quite alright. And it'll be alright. Pio's finally deciding to break some wire. Combat Engineers moving around in the center. As on the left-hand side, we have the AT guns moving around. Combat Engineers, MG, mortar, everything out. The conscripts back at base. Need some heals and reinforces. And the Combat Engineers go all the way front, getting on top of the AT gun and sitting in front of the Stug. The Stug is currently set to fire at vehicles only, so not even the MG shooting at the Combat Engineers. Mortar being the one that ends up decapping the point. AT gun backing off. Combat Engineers inside the shack. We do have the MG42 inside the manor here. Or the house. Not really a manor, I guess. And we see an incendiary barrage on top or at the exit here. As the MG42 should be able to get some good shots there on that Gren squad. Over on the left-hand side, we do hear the Ostwind taking some shots at a distance at the approaching conscripts. Mortar and the Pio squad is forced to retreat. And the AT guns moving that direction to support.
Our foes have 300 points remaining. Increase your efforts.
So it's 298 for Kunts and 162 for Angreifen. So HOI-HelpingKunts doing a very good job at bleeding. Angreifen does have still a 100-point lead, so, you know, he has time to recover, but is currently on the other side of a triple cap, which is not very good for him. Needs to be able to put that conscript squad in an angle where it caps, which it's not currently doing. Now it does. But we see the Ostwind pushing into the center, which is going to quickly kill the conscript squad if it doesn't retreat, which it does. And the AT guns behind that are unable to push forward as a Gren squad is on top of them and could potentially rifle grenade them. Combat Engineers going to get on top of the Gren squad, trying to stop them. Conscript moving in to intercept, so the conscript will be able to win that. Mortar squad also able to provide some damage in there, as it does have extra men. Rifle grenade hits, doesn't do too much, only kills one man and splash damages the rest, and the Grand Squad is forced to retreat. AT guns getting some good shots there on the Flak Panzer. The Flak Panzer forced to back off. And the combat engineers on the left-hand side engaging the Grens actually win because of the MG42 currently shooting. More sandbags getting laid down in the center as the conscripts want to be able to capture the victory point. The far left-hand side victory point has been capped. What about those demo charges? They are still there. One on the right, one on the left. Don't know if there's any others in any point, but hopefully I won't miss them. Probably will, but hopefully I won't. One can hope. Pyos over on the left-hand side, unfortunately unable to cap the point as they are repairing because they are not exactly on the point. Even though we can clearly see that there is, you know, part of one man inside it, but kind of an iffy thing, right? The representation of the point and the actual location of the squad unit, you know. It's a weird thing. Incendiary barrage right on top of all the weapon teams. The weapon teams are going to be forced to pack up and move out of the way. There goes the MG, there goes the AT gun, and there goes the mortar. They're all taking some fire damage, but it doesn't actually hit them too heavily, so they're able to just pack up and move out of the way. MG42 does push forward. The AT gun's getting some good shots there on the Stug. The Stug is just sitting there in front of the damage. There goes the double shot, and down goes the Stug. Big mistake there by Angreifen. Does build himself a second Flak Panzer, but not exactly sure why he sacrificed the Stug. I mean, I guess he doesn't technically need it right now. It's not doing too much. So that technically frees up his population cap, but he's not really anywhere near it. I mean, he's at 61, so I do not think that was on purpose. Usually you just don't want to sacrifice units. So with the Stug down, and HOI-HelpingKunts knowing that the Stug is down, he actually goes again for another KV-8, and that is an actually brilliant choice. KV-8 is able to do a lot of damage to the infantry, potentially picking up the kill on one of those Veteran C3 Grand Squads, which are being very, very resilient and quite a pain in the ass for Kunts. And can actually take out the pack gun, the lone pack gun, very quickly. Obviously, Angreifen, knowing this, is going to be building himself a second pack gun, but the Grand Squad quickly goes down as it gets sets ablaze by the KV-8, so that is exactly the power of the KV-8 that HOI-HelpingKunts wanted. It is, yeah, exactly what he needed to get, so a very, very smart choice. A lot of players at this stage would have just simply wait for the IS-2 because, well, the IS-2 is, of course, the you know, the big bad tank, and you think that, oh, with that one I can just simply push straight on and kill everything. KV-8 not having a good time here, trying to kill the pack gun. Manages to do quite a bit of damage. More damage, and down goes the AT gun. Grand Squad pushing forward, going to get a Faust off on the rear of the KV-8, but it's not actually going to do too much. It's just going to get itself killed. The KV-8 there goes for another flamethrower burst, and the Grand Squad goes down. Oh my god, Kunts just ridiculously owning him here. Conscripts hiding themselves behind the house as the double Flak Panzers are trying to do their best. We do see that the MG and the mortar has fallen. That's actually the other MG, never mind. And the KV-8 is just wreaking havoc in the base. We do have another AT gun. One AT gun got stolen, apparently. Currently back in the center. But the pack gun in the center is, I mean, in the base, it's just getting burned to crisp. AT gun turning itself around. We now see Kunts going for another brilliant decision in the form of an Su-76. If he's not going to be waiting for the IS-2, the Su-76 is great against the Flak Panzers. And he didn't actually suffer too much in the way of loss. The KV-8 is currently moving out of the way. It has inflicted the amount of damage that it wanted, I believe. Although it is getting chased here by a Grand Squad. Doesn't really want to get Fausted here, as it will now actually take the damage. For our left-hand side, that demo charge did get detonated.
Pioneers ready for assignment.
Left.
We are losing a sector.
We'll see if on the right the Grand Squad ends up getting demoed. Nope. Conscript Squad do move up, and the Grand Squad just moves out of the way.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
AT guns getting destroyed all over the place here, as the AT guns did go down for HOI-HelpingKunts, but I mean, it's not that big a deal. He now has the Su-76, and Angreifen doesn't really have a lot of fuel. I mean, the Elephant would be the bigger threat here of his Doctrine, and it's 245 fuel, so it's a long ways off. And there goes a good shot. Flak Panzer getting shit on. Sorry, shot on. Gets a second shot on it, down to about half health, but the Su-76 seems to be wanting to hold itself and not go too aggressively. Conscripts moving up behind the lines, going to run straight into a Flag Panzer. Su-76 moving up, getting a good shot off on it. The Conscript squad will get quickly killed here, as it does manage to get an AT grenade off on it, doing a decent amount of damage and taking the shot on the engine, but it did not manage to do too much. Oh, Pack Gun is online. Can the Pack Gun take a shot? Well, the AT gun is going to get a second shot. Oh, nice combo there for Angreifen. Manages to eliminate Kunts' Su-76, and that there is a big mistake. Well, I mean, not exactly a mistake. I mean, he didn't exactly know that the AT guns were back online, but, you know, it's a big downside there for Mr. Kunts. So the stolen Soviet AT gun getting some good shots on its KV-8 counterpart. KV-8 gets Fausted, flamethrower burst going off. Oof. This is a bad spot there for the KV-8. The AT gun is moving up, trying to chase it down. Another Faust will be going off by the Gren Squad, although one Gren Squad did go down. Second Gren Squad forced to retreat, down to 2 men, and it is, well, standard engine damage, but it looks like it may be able to get out of there, although with attacking through the ground, you know, could potentially hit. Combat engineers moving up to support. The Flak Panzer is going to get right behind that KV-8. KV-8 will be going down here to the Flak Panzer, surprisingly enough, getting some shots through the engine block, and goes up in a ball of flame as the fuel tanks get hit and detonated. So HelpingKunts now in a very bad spot. I think he may have gone a little bit too brave there, and that potentially costing them the game. There's a lot of AT guns on the field. You need to kind of make sure that weapons are either recovered by yourself or destroyed, which is kind of what is, you know, turning the game around. AT gun on the field does get a shot on the Flak Panzer, bringing it down to about 25% strength, but it does manage to eliminate the combat engineer squad as it was capturing the point, so big loss there for Kunts. Flamethrower barrage going off on the left-hand side as the AT gun is trying to get burned alive. And an MG on the right-hand side doing its best. So unfortunately for HelpingKunts, he did lose all his vehicles, but I'm assuming now he's probably going to be waiting for the IS-2. Fuel-wise, I mean, he is quite a bit away, so I'm not sure if it's the best choice, but we do have another Stug on the field for HelpingKunts, so we'll see. AT gun over here, looks like it may have gotten recovered. Yeah. Gets recovered here. The conscript's moving it away, trying to get the hell out of there. We do have a mortar on the field just dropped there. Gren Squad down to 1 man. Could actually be getting killed here by the conscripts if it doesn't move out of the way, but it's a very healthy guy. Oh, AT gun gets a good shot off on it, and down goes the Flak Panzer as it tries to push forward. Good pickup there for HelpingKunts. Gren does end up going down as Angreifen goes a little bit to tunnel vision and ends up losing his Gren Squad needlessly. Conscripts trying to stop the Pios. Victory points are down to 70 for Angreifen, as 247 are still left for Kunts, so he is in great shape in that regard. And the Pios trying to go for the victory point on the left-hand side. Just simply run past everything, get on top of the AT gun, and with the conscripts on top of them, they're going to die. They're unable to capture the point as there are, you know, people on top of it. And on the right-hand side, we see that the demo charge did get detonated. Let's go ahead and note that to see the explosion, as you already saw it, right? And yeah, Pios squad over on the left-hand side, it does end up retreating. It doesn't die, as the pack gun is just sitting back here. But with 2 victory points into possession for Kunts, Angreifen may actually just lose this game. 2 victory points. Back at base, we do have another Su-76 for Mr. Kunts, so he wants to have something on the field to combat these Ostwind, and we do have both Ostwinds getting killed. I didn't actually see the second kill, so let me note that. Running out of space here on this note. Yeah, whatever, else right behind.
The enemy is taking our territory.
So we saw one down south with the AT gun. Let's just make sure we can catch the kill of the second Ostwind. So both players just duking it out, slugging it out, and I think Kunts is in a great shape here and probably going to be winning. Angreifen lost a lot and lost a lot of veterancy, which is very important because Kunts actually kept his veterancy. He still has 3 veterancy, 3 conscript squads, which is just going to be superb against the infantry that Angreifen is currently fielding. Incendiary barrage on top of everything as it forces 1 Gren Squad to retreat. Conscript squad and veterancy 3 forcing it to retreat through the flames of its own barrage. May actually kill itself here. Nope, manages to get out of there. as the mortar is taking some shots, although that is a friendly mortar. Almost ends up killing its own. 22 points left for Angreifen. Yeah, I don't think the game is going to go much longer here. It's going to be victory point. The victory point on the left-hand side is decapped, so that's a double cap or double tick per cap. Going to be able to be slow to 1 tick per, 1 point per tick, but even then, there's not a lot of points to work with. So 13 points left as the point gets capped, so that's about... How many seconds does it tick? So it's, let's see, there's a tick. So it's about 5 seconds per tick, so we essentially have a minute left in the game. a little bit less, yeah. About half a minute. So Pio's going for the center with the pack gun behind it for support. Pios are not unable to capture the point as there's an AT gun sitting on top of it, and they only have one SMG to shoot because it has a sweeper. 5 points left. That is 25 seconds left on the game. 4 points left. Damn it, the Stug goes for a suicide run trying to go for the, wow, the SC-76. And with 1 point left on the tick, the game comes to a close, and that is it. Wow, that's a great battling by both. But yeah, Angreifen suffered a lot to the KV-8. The KV-8 was really the crux here, the game changer. It did a lot of damage to Angreifen when he was in a very superior position. Yes, Kunts did a lot of damage early on in the victory point department, which ended up, essentially winning the game here. But he was poised to lose if that KV-8 didn't sweep so many infantry like that. And yeah, it was back and forth. A lot of losses there for Kunts too, so it wasn't an easy game. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the game. If you have any positive or negative remarks, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. If you have any replays you want to send me, go ahead and send them to the email that I will put in the description. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.